How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. And today we've got the Season 4 review for the Wolverhampton Wanderers save here on Football Manager 2021. Before we kick off, guys, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out my channel partners here over at Super Club Soccer, a free-to-play game over on Steam. It is turn-based gameplay. Each player in a team is individually controlled by a different player. You can create your own characters, create your own team to play in leagues and cups, and like I said, it is free to download now on Steam, and a link is in the description down below. So then, the save, Football Manager, what a season it has been, Season 4 with Wolves. As you can see on the screen, the trophies, not one trophy, not two trophies, not three trophies, not four trophies, but 5 trophies and 5 pieces of silverware. I believe they call it a quintuple. So, unbelievable campaign. I'm going to be talking through it with you now. First off, we're going to start off with the transfer zone. New arrivals, players that have come in. And a lot of more of these obviously will make sense as you see the outs as well. Let's start off with the lowest amounts that we've spent in terms of, I mean, it doesn't let you pick the lowest amounts. Okay. Let's start off with Leon Bailey anyway. Probably one of the star players. His appearances were a little bit sparse towards the end of the season because he started moaning a little bit. But £35 million coming in from Manchester City was an unbelievable piece of business for his return there of 21 assists and 12 goals in all competitions. Really, really good piece of business. Happy to have signed him. 7.41 average rating. Neymar came in as well. This was mad, really. This was a January signing. And I just had a bit of money in the pot. Our team, I was pretty happy with how the team was looking. Thought, who's available? Neymar was there. I'm not sure if I referenced it earlier on in the in the last video that we tried to get him in on a free, and he rejected us to go to Manchester United. But he's just recovering from a broken leg actually, so it was a little bit risky. But spent the money, and he's come in and done a good job in his limited appearances. Scored 5 goals and got 4 assists as well. So definitely a great signing for us. Vinicius Junior came in on loan. Played really well actually. He was always going to be as a backup player, but again, good return. 7 goals and 3 assists in the games that he played in. Pedro Gonçalves also came in from Sporting. Of course, Wolves had him in real life, let him go on a free to Famalicão, moved to Sporting in real life. Again, he was going to be a backup option. Brought him in for 32 million. Wanted to make the board happy with signing some Portuguese players as well. But he was pretty good, to be honest. Some of his long-range goals were fantastic. 5 goals, 5 assists, and 45 games overall in all competitions. 20 of those were starts. In January as well, we brought in a backup striker. We brought in Ricky J. Jones, very young player. I'm sure some of you may have used him already on FM. £6.6 million he came in for. Started 4 games. Came off the bench 11 times. Scored 3 goals as well. We'll obviously look a little bit more into these players, but not too bad of a return, really. Kepa Arrizabalaga as well. He was our #1 goalkeeper this year. We got him in for 17.72 million. 51 appearances altogether and a 6.92 average rating. Fairly happy with that. He did all right, to be honest, this season for us. Pau Torres came in. This was part of a part exchange deal. From Villarreal. I think we paid a certain amount of money, and then we actually part exchanged Yunus Musa to Villarreal, which they accepted. So 47 games overall, 46 starts, 1 sub appearances, 3 goals and 3 assists from him. Weston McKennie came in as well. A lot of this was in installments. He was a rotational player, really. Definitely didn't pay altogether 87.5 million. Lots of installments in there. But 27 appearances, 17 of those off the bench. Didn't get a goal, but got 6 assists. Kai Havertz as well came in. Again, instalment deal, but up to £100 million for Havertz from Chelsea. 47 appearances, 6 sub-appearances, 4 goals and 12 assists for him. Thiago Pereira was just a backup young goalkeeper. And now a lot more of these will make sense because we'll show you the transfers out. We'll see, obviously, a lot of younger players leaving. Farenez, who was our backup goalkeeper last year, left for £15 million. He went to Bayern in the end. Ousmane Dembele as well. Of course, we signed him in on a free. I saw Leon Bailey and really wanted him to be our #1 left mid. So we sold Dembele, got over £50 million profit. I wanted to get more, really, but PSG were the only club coming in for him. I wanted to get more, but you know what, sold him for 51 million, brought in Leon Bailey for 35, made some good profit, and got a really good player out of it. Renato Sanchez as well, he left. We got 58 million for him, so made a decent profit on him as well. Don't think the fans on board are too happy with that one, but you know what, we made money on him, and I think we definitely brought in players in midfield that improved us a lot. Ruben Vinagre as well, he left for £20 million. He was a sort of a backup really last year. Castrovilli as well, he left. We signed him up and we sold him for 40 million to West Ham. Again, as you can see on the left hand side of the board, weren't too happy with this. Felt we should have got more money for him, but I felt it was a good amount of money. We made a bit of profit on him. Yunus Musa went to Villarreal as part of that part exchange deal. Eder Militao as well, he left. Of course, we signed him. He was a backup, sort of rotation backup player really. Barcelona came in on deadline day. I thought the money was good as well. They came knocking and asked for 50 million, which was a very healthy profit. And Barca went for it, and in the end he went to Barcelona. Matheus Henrique as well went and left the club at 37 million. Another one we made lots of money on as well. And you're probably looking at some of those players though and thinking, wow, some of those are big sales as well. But the thing is, right, we finished 5th in the league last season. We had to, I know we won the Champions League, but we had to improve the squad overall. And I feel even with these sales, we're buying players for under 20 million and making 40 million pound profit on them. That was huge for the club, really. Absolutely huge. Players that went out on loan, no one too much of note, really. Vasco Sousa and Diogo Nascimento, who I think both got a little bit of first team action as well this year. But we'll have a look. We're going to go to season's results I'm going to start with the Premier League. And yes, we went and won the Premier League quite convincingly in the end. 38 games, 29 wins, 6 draws and 3 defeats. Pretty disappointed with some of the defeats, which we'll go through. And plus 63 goal difference. We had the stadium expanded. I'm not too sure how we weren't getting more fans than 36,000 in, but and 2 of the defeats came quite soon after each other, Liverpool and Palace. You'll see, unfortunately, because this was a beta save, there is a little bit of a bug on here, which I believe has been fixed now for if I start a new season. You'll see that I'll be playing teams twice at the same venue. So I'll play Liverpool away there and then play Liverpool away again later on in the season. But like I say, I believe that has been fixed now. But yeah, we had a pretty good start to the season. Lost out to Liverpool quite convincingly actually, and then lost out to Palace, which was a disastrous result. But look at the run in the league up until quite towards the end of the season really, and then we lost out to West Brom of all teams, so that was pretty disappointing. But really solid with some of the victories that we got in there overall, but a very convincing win in the league. 93 points. Closest rival was United and Liverpool, both on 82, and Erling Haaland grabbing 23 goals. We'll move on to the Carabao Cup as well. We went on to win that. Very happy with that. Beat some decent teams in the Carabao Cup as well. Fabio Silva finishing top goal scorer in this one. Beat Liverpool away 3-1. Then went and beat Spurs 4-1. Beat Watford 2-0. And then we faced off in 2 legs against Chelsea. Beat them 4-1, which gave us 1 foot in the final already, really. And then smashed Southampton 5-1 in the final. So very convincing win in the final. And right at the start of the season as well, we won the Super Cup 5-0 against Marseille. Obviously, winning the Champions League. Marseille won the Europa League. We beat them 5-0 overall. So very happy with winning that one. FA Cup as well, we went and won that. We beat Burnley in the 3rd round. None of the games were at home either. We beat Burnley, we beat Leeds 5-0, we beat Forest 5-0, we beat Man City 1-0. We then beat Norwich 3-1 at Wembley in the semis, and then we went on to beat Manchester United 5-2 in the FA Cup final. Very happy with that. And then we move on to the Champions League, beating in the end in the final Bayern Munich 2-1. Our group actually was interesting. We had Barcelona, Shakhtar and Schalke. We finished unbeaten in that. We dropped points in our final group game, but other than that looked very decent. Beating Schalke 6-0, getting a 5-0 win against Shakhtar Donetsk as well. We then played Sevilla in the first knockout round. A little bit of a tetchy one actually. We played them away, did get 3 goals luckily for us, and then obviously beat them in the second leg 2-0. Manchester United was a tricky one, the quarter-final, because we drew 0-0 first leg away, and I thought, you know what, it's going to be difficult, but we smashed them. We beat them 7-2 at home in the second leg. absolutely huge victory overall. And then we went on to beat Barcelona in the semi-final, 4-3. And then we beat Bayern Munich 2-1 in the final. So an absolutely clean sweep, ridiculous season. No defeats in the Champions League, no defeat obviously in the Super Cup, FA Cup or Carabao Cup. And just 3 defeats overall throughout the whole season, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. We go on to moments to remember. Biggest win was that 6-0 win over Schalke. Fabio Silva scored a hat-trick. Haaland got 2 and Bailey scored 1 as well. We beat, obviously, Spurs 5-1 away in the league. And then a goal of the season went to Gonçalves. So let's have a quick look at that one. So this was a free kick from range as well. Lovely free kick. To be fair, I think we've scored better goals. We've had a few good goals, which I'll pull out in a second for you guys. But let's carry on with the season review. So we'll move on to the finances now. Most shirt sales sold 684,000 shirts, which is mad. Greenwood, Leon Bailey, Adama, Havertz and Haaland most sold. Sponsorship went up loads. Broadcast revenue, all that finances went up really quite a lot, which was good for us, really. Lineup. Now this was the formation. We'll obviously talk about this a lot more shortly, and I will be doing a video and making this tactic available to download, obviously after such a successful season, really. They say this is probably our most selected team. I'd possibly put Declan Rice in for Gonçalves, but other than that, and possibly Greenwood in for Silva. Silva was so good this season, and so was Greenwood. I mean, Greenwood's in there actually, maybe Adama in there, but that is a really, really solid team overall. Accolades then, let's have a look at the awards. So I won Manager of the Month for Feb and Manager of the Year, which you would expect really. Fans Player of the Season went to Leon Bailey. A Young Player of the Season went to Haaland. Signing of the Season went to Bailey. Goal of the Season went to Gonçalves for that strike that we've just seen. Top goal scorer in the Prem was Haaland with 23. Most assists was Bailey with 12. Most man of the match awards was Haaland and Leon Bailey with the best average rating. Competition awards. So World Under-21 Footballer of the Year went to Fabio Silva. European Golden Shoe went to Greenwood. He also won the Champions League Golden Boot and Forward of the Season. Haaland won Top Division. Premier League top goal scorer. World Player of the Year was Leon Bailey. Won Ballon d'Or. And he got North America Player of the Year. And Champions League Defender of the Season went to Pau Torres. Most clean sheets in a season was Kepa, 21 as well. Most around man of the match awards in a season was Erling Haaland. So there we go. 5 trophies, guys. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Super Cup. Unreal. So let's have a quick look at obviously everything in general. We've got all of this good stuff coming up. Who is this guy? Member of staff, ignore me. Yeah, Greenwood then won Champions League Golden Boot. The Champions League Dream Team, look at that. Absolutely littered with our players, which is good to see. And yeah, really, really happy with that overall. But it's such a dominant season, guys. Such a dominant season. A fantastic achievement, really. You can see in terms of finances, we've got 101 million in the transfer budget again, if we wish to spend. The overall balance is 20 million, but that would shoot up eventually too. And in terms of the actual tactic, so it was this sort of 4-4-2 type tactic with the attacking right midfielder. Like I say, I'm going to do a video and make it available to download, because it's not just what you see here. You can't just pause this video and put this in. There are player instructions and a huge amount of our goals from set pieces as well. I'll probably have a look to see if we can find some stats about that, if I can. Analyst report stats. I don't know if we can find set pieces anywhere. Match analysis, I don't know. I'll probably have to have a look. Well, yeah, you can see goals from corners. We got 9 in that there. Our expected goals for as well, by the way, was 82. We scored 100 goals overall throughout the season. Bang on 100 goals, which is unbelievable in itself as well. I'm going to quickly look at the Champions League, though, because it seemed that we scored a lot of corners in the Champions League. Goals. Yeah, goals from corners 4. I felt we'd scored more than that. And it doesn't show throw-ins either. The throw-ins have been... we've worked on throw-ins a little bit as well to see if I can sort of work that out. But I'd say, yeah, throw-ins are definitely quite lethal, really. But set pieces overall have been very, very solid for us. Now, the plan for the future now with me and Football Manager, really... I've got plans to start a new save, and it's one that you guys can get involved with, really, if you sort of in the middle of a save at the moment and you think you want to start something new, I think this save is going to be interesting, the one that I'm working on. Maybe next week I'll have some more details on that because I'm just sort of taking a back seat at the moment. We played a lot of Football Manager since it's been released, so just sort of chilling out a little bit for this week, and then next week we'll go for it again. Tactic video will be available this week. We'll talk about it. We'll see some more goals possibly, and just look through it a little bit more, and obviously make it available to download. And I'd love to hear how you guys get on with it, really, because it's such a good tactic, really. Talking about the defeats earlier in the season, you'll see if I go into schedule, the one defeat that we got this year against Palace, I changed formation for that game, and we were poor. Were really, really poor. So all the rest of the games, I went with the classes as a 4-3-1-2 on FM. But you can see we just went with that for the rest of these, and we just absolutely smashed it. The West Brom game, I don't know what happened with that really, but we were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal with some of the games that we'd played overall. Top goal scorers, though, we haven't really looked at. If I looked at selection info, Haaland got 39 goals, one shy of 40 goals in all competitions. Fantastic from him, and obviously really happy with how he's continuing to develop. Fabio Silva as well got 36 goals. He scored 20 in the league, got 9 in the Carabao Cup in 6 games. But yeah, fantastic season for him. 36 goals and 17 assists. Fantastic achievements. Greenwood had a quieter season, but still managed to get 29 goals. Because we've got the 2 strikers now, you know, he wasn't getting, you know, a huge amount of game time, really. But still played a good amount of games. Wanted by Chelsea. Chelsea have been sniffing around him for ages, but it would take way more than 100 million, I think, for me to sell up. Adama got 17 as well. He started to turn up very slowly, but surely. Again, his attributes are so strange, aren't they? But he's pace and physicality just scoring him goals, and again he's been phenomenal, still valued at £70 million as well. The rest of the team, though, obviously Nick Pope was backup goalkeeper. I sort of played 13 games already. He is wanted by a couple of teams over in America. They wanted him right before the Champions League final. I said I can't let him go now. But yeah, Nick Pope wanted by a couple of teams in America. Diakabe as well still had a good amount of games. But yeah, he's still at the club at the moment as well. Nelson Semedo, obviously taking over from Carvalho really this season, playing a huge amount of games at the age of 30 now, and done quite well this year. Declan Rice had a couple of injuries, so he's only played 35 games overall. But still very, very solid. Boubacar Kamara as well, been happy with his contribution this year. Scored 7 goals, actually, in all competitions. Pau Torres, I'll show you one of the Pau Torres goals because it was unbelievable. I'll try and find it out shortly. But obviously he came in from Villarreal in the part exchange deal from with Yunus Musa, sorry. Very, very good. I like him a lot because he could even play as a libero. If we were ever to switch back to a system with a libero in there, he could definitely fill that void, but very, very good player. Weston McKennie as well. We haven't really looked at him. Just very solid. I wanted a more defensive-minded central midfielder, and he fills that job quite well with his 16 tackling. He's got good long throws. We never used him for long throws, to be fair. But yeah, a very solid player overall. Danny Carvalho still played a decent amount of games. Still got 24 games, but I think his career is slowing down slightly. Still physically, he's very good, to be honest. Guilherme Montoya. Now, this guy is a young lad that we brought in for 3.5k from Benfica. He went out on loan to Real Salt Lake, and then last season he went out on loan to AS Saint Etienne, and he was very, very decent in France. So I decided I'd cash in on Vinagre and use him as my backup this year, and he's been very solid. Champions League, he's played 7 games, got 4 assists. He got 7.1 average rating, and fullbacks and wingbacks since the latest update on the last patch of the game, their ratings were very, very poor. So for him to still get quite respectable ratings like that is very, very decent. Nuno Mendes as well, he was the big man, 47 games, 16 assists, a 7.03. And again, like I say, because of the average ratings for fullbacks, for him to still get over 7 is ridiculous. Adama Traore, Pedro Gonçalves playing 45 games. Diogo Nascimento played a couple of games, got a goal and an assist. Still a very talented young player, wanted by Everton on loan. He's valued at £26 million. So again, another one you see there, not immediately going to come into the team, not a clear path for him to come into the team. If I were to sell, could probably get 20 million. I bought it for 22.5k. So the reason they're such small amounts, by the way, is because I'm approaching to signing them, getting them on a free, and then just buy them early. So yeah, really, really good amount of game time, and not a good amount of game time, but good profit there if we wanted to. Kai Havertz as well, very solid player, very, very good player. Signed him and paid the money for him, really, but very happy with his contribution. Quite quiet. He wasn't in the limelight a lot because you can see he only scored 4 goals altogether. Just a very solid player overall, really. Leon Bailey as well. Game time was a little bit quieter towards the end of the season, but unbelievable talent. Neymar as well still looks fantastic. Look at those technicals and mentals. Really, really good. Pace is slowing down slightly, but those technicals are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So he was hopefully be a big part of the season next year, perhaps. Vinicius Junior as well came in on loan. Was pretty happy with his contribution as a backup player, really. Still only 23 as well. Pedro Neto is still there. Didn't play a huge amount of games, but possibly, you know, may look to sell. I think we had a couple of bids accepted, or I accepted a couple of bids for about £30 million. But he ended up staying at the club. Mason Greenwood, who we've had a quick look at already. Ricky J. Jones, very decent young player. I looked at him. I just wanted someone else as a backup. I just saw he's quick. He's got decent potential. Let's bring him in. And I think he scored on his Premier League debut, actually, against Arsenal or United or someone. So overall, that's the team. Now, to finish off, I want to find this Pau Torres goal because it was unbelievable, by the way. I want to say it was against Albion, but I don't think it was. So let's quickly have a search and find it. Well, here's one against West Brom, so maybe this is the bad boy. Unbelievable strike this is, by the way. So Pau Torres playing left centre-back in this game against West Brom, and I think it's off a set piece, comes back out to him. So have a look at this. There's a throw in here by Mendes. This is long throwed out. Cleared. He takes a touch and absolutely thwacks it. How is that not goal of the season? It's got to be up there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable strike. Quickly, there was a couple of players, actually, that I've just seen their name pop up. 2 players, actually, that were at the club but we've not spoken about. Sebastiano Esposito, he came in on loan and Inter actually recalled him in January because they didn't feel we were playing him enough. He played 4 games in the league, but in the Champions League, he actually scored 3 goals for us and got a goal in the cup. So he's a really decent backup, and that's why we brought Ricky J. Jones in, really. And then Curtis Jones was also in on loan, and Liverpool went on to recall him. Very solid player overall, really. He played 3 games for us in the league. He got a couple of games in the Champions League as well, but they ended up recalling him as well. But guys, there we go. That is the Wolves Season 4 save. I may carry this on offline and obviously keep you guys updated with how it's getting on. But another unbelievable campaign. And yeah, really, really enjoyable. Be sure to hit the like button down below, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you thought about this season. And like I say, tactic video coming out for it very, very soon. Until next time, I'll see you all very soon.